Hello, NBA fans. Daily news about the Los Angeles Lakers. I'm a fan of the Lakers show and I hope you'll subscribe to the channel and give it a like. Any player other than Luka Doncic could leave the Lakers at any time, but that's unlikely to happen until the start of next season, when negotiations are expected, and Austin Reaves is a candidate for a trade because he'll be a free agent. Now that the Los Angeles Lakers have Luka Doncic alongside LeBron James, they have plenty of offensive creation. With their offseason signings of DeAndre Ayton, Marcus Smart, and Jake LaRavia, it is clear they are looking to compete for a championship. They may need to make a few changes to their roster to do that, and Lake Show Life's Josh Cornelison proposes a trade that could benefit both teams involved. Austin Reaves is the kind of player every team wants to keep around. That will change next summer, however, when he becomes a free agent and is in line for a massive payday, Cornelison said Monday. Jaden McDaniels is on a cost-controlled contract for the next 4 years that will pay him like a mid-tier starter, around $27 million per season. He would be complementary to Doncic in a way that Reaves is not. The trade would be Austin Reaves and Jared Vanderbilt for Jaden McDaniels and Joe Ingles. Right now, Reaves is the third ball handler behind the Lakers' other two superstars. If they were to acquire McDaniels, he would offer off-the-ball play with his spot-up shooting. Additionally, he is one of the NBA's best defenders, both on and off the ball, in the paint, and on the perimeter. He has been the perfect complementary piece on the Minnesota Timberwolves, and was one of the main reasons they knocked the Lakers out of the playoffs last year. The Timberwolves would then have a guard besides Mike Conley to run the offense, making this deal beneficial for both teams. Lakers signed Nick Smith Jr. to two-way contract. The Lakers filled their final two-way roster spot on Monday, signing guard Nick Smith Jr. A day before training camp is set to start, the Lakers have filled their final two-way spot. On Monday, the team announced they had signed Nick Smith Jr. to a two-way deal. Smith was waived by the Hornets late last week just ahead of Charlotte's training camp. Smith Jr. has spent the last 2 seasons playing for the Hornets. He's a guard with a good shot from deep. Smith Jr. shot 43% from three-point range during his rookie season. Last year, the 20-year-old averaged 9.9 points, 2.1 rebounds, and 2.4 assists with the Hornets. One of his best games during the 2024-25 NBA season came against the Raptors late into the season. He scored 28 points in the 126-96 loss, going 6-9 from outside the arc. Smith Jr. is still a young prospect at 21 years old, and the hope is that with him part of the Lakers organization, he can establish a role for himself in the league. With Smith Jr. joining the roster, the Lakers also waived center Kyler Kelly. Los Angeles signed Kelly to an Exhibit 10 deal in August. He was waived to create an open roster spot heading into training camp. Now, the Lakers have all 3 two-way spots secured. LA also has Christian Koloko and Chris Minan on two-way contracts, giving the team a big and 2 guards who can split their time between the G League and the NBA. The Lakers have demonstrated a commitment to utilizing their two-way players during the J.J. Redick era. Last season, Koloko played in 37 of a possible 50 games on a two-way deal, and Jordan Goodwin started on a two-way contract and was converted to a standard deal, cracking the Lakers' rotation. We'll see how this year's trio does with the Lakers and at South Bay. Also, the 3 players on two-ways are subject to change. Last season, the Lakers made plenty of changes to their two-way personnel throughout the season, trying to find the right players to fill those spots. So, just because Koloko, Minan, and Smith Jr. are in these positions now, it doesn't mean they are locked in. They can either get waived or move into a best-case scenario, where they earn a permanent roster spot, as Goodwin did last year. Lakers' most important pairing is already thriving, and it's not Luka and LeBron. Luka Doncic and J.J. Redick are as aligned as one would want from a franchise player and his head coach. Having synergy between 2 superstars like Luka Doncic and LeBron James is undisputedly vital. However, with James being so close to the end of his career, there is another Los Angeles Lakers partnership that stands out as more crucial for the long-term future. That would be Doncic and his head coach J.J. Redick. It was announced in the past week that the Lakers had given Redick a brand new contract extension with the franchise. At Lakers Media Day, Doncic was asked by a reporter to offer his thoughts on the news. The Lakers superstar shared his excitement with the room. Doncic said, "The stability is amazing. It was great to work with JJ. Hopefully we can work until the end of my career. I just love him as my coach. He will tell you anything. He will tell you if you did something wrong, if you did something good. The approach to the game with him is unbelievable." Luka finished off his statement expressing how excited he was that JJ was his coach. Having a franchise player align well with his head coach is always an important part of any championship formula. It sure appears as though the Lakers have that with Doncic and Redick. JJ Redick and Luka Doncic are clicking faster than anyone imagined. Redick has a very unapologetic coaching style where he can be loud and expressive, never shying away from expressing his emotions. That can rub some players the wrong way. It does not sound like Doncic is one of those guys. In fact, Luka's comments made him come off as appreciative for that style. That should spell success for the Lakers' future. Some were concerned when Redick took the direct approach in addressing the lack of championship shape for the Lakers after last season's postseason exit. Many believed those comments, in one way or another, were directed at the franchise superstar. What followed was a well-publicized off-season body transformation for Doncic. If those words were meant for Luka, they were heard and received with strong consideration, and not any ill will. The next task for Redick will be continuing to maximize the system around Doncic, both offensively and defensively. In only his second season, the Lakers coach will face pressure that few in the NBA can truly compare to. The comforting thought for him can be that the face of the Lakers has his back. That should be plenty of reassurance for Redick to continue to develop his brand of coaching with this year's roster. LeBron James makes it clear that he won't delay retirement to play with Bryce James. LeBron James has broken barriers throughout his career, but he made it clear at Lakers Media Day that there is one line he won't cross, delaying his retirement just to play with his younger son, Bryce James. "I'm not waiting on Bryce. I don't know what his timeline is. He's his own young man now, like he's down in Tucson. We'll see what happens this year or next year. He has his own timeline. I got my timeline, and I don't know if they quite match up, but we'll see." It was a candid response from the 40-year-old entering his record 23rd NBA season. Having already fulfilled his dream of sharing the floor with his eldest son Bronny last season, LeBron has little left to prove when it comes to family milestones. Bronny was drafted 57th overall by the Lakers, and the father-son duo made history as the first to play together in an NBA game. The possibility of one day lining up alongside both Bronny and Bryce is tantalizing for fans, but LeBron made it clear he won't stretch his career unnaturally to make it happen. Bryce, who begins his college career at the University of Arizona this season, is still mapping out his path to the NBA. Depending on his development, he could enter the 2026 NBA draft as early as next summer. The Lakers own their first-round pick in that draft, which opens the door for a potential reunion. But as LeBron hinted, that depends entirely on Bryce's growth and draft stock, whether he projects as a lottery talent, late first-rounder, or a second-round flyer like Bronny. If there is anyone capable of playing long enough to make it happen, it's LeBron. Despite his age, he averaged 24.4 points, 7.8 rebounds, 8.2 assists, 1.0 steals, and 0.6 blocks per game in 2024-25. His production is still at an All-NBA level, showing virtually no decline beyond what might be expected for someone 2 decades into their career. Still, LeBron emphasized that Bryce's journey is his own. He has already cemented his legacy, both individually and with his family, by reaching heights no one else has. Whether or not Bryce joins him in Los Angeles, LeBron's focus remains on his timeline and ensuring his final seasons are played at the highest level possible. LeBron James just exposed the Lakers' painfully obvious need. The Los Angeles Lakers will need time to piece everything together. The Los Angeles Lakers will need to be given time to really figure out what the best version of their team looks like in 2025-26. That was the message sent by LeBron James when sitting at the podium for Lakers Media Day. James was asked about what training camp and preseason can do for the Lakers' chemistry among their top guys. The reporter wanted to know where the excitement level was around figuring that crucial element was. The Lakers superstar encouraged patience in his response. LeBron said, "I just think it's about time. The more and more time that we're together, the better we're gonna be. Us grabbing Luka Doncic, it took us all time to transition to how we wanted to play as a team, as individuals, whatever it may be." The patient approach being the message sent from the NBA's oldest player sure does have some irony to it. However, it is difficult to find fault with anything James was saying. The Lakers have a lot left to figure out. It is important to not let the early knee-jerk reactions dominate the conversations around the team. LeBron James' message was simple but impossible to ignore. James did not share anything groundbreaking that has not been said before. Patience is always an important element in figuring oneself out. A great example of that can be last year's Indiana Pacers. Their team struggled in the early parts of the 2024-25 campaign. They were clawing to get above .500 and stay there until finally turning their season around in January. That same team wound up one win short of securing an NBA championship. Without Tyrese Haliburton going down in that crucial Game 7, who knows how different that story could have been against the Oklahoma City Thunder. James knew it would take time to really hone in on the team's strengths. To him, it was not about who can make the plays, but how the collective unit can work to make those plays together. The Lakers will need to figure out many important aspects like maximizing the Doncic-James pairing, ensuring their defense is up to a championship standard, adding creativity on both ends, and so much more. All of that does not get figured out overnight. Patience is not always a strong point of a hungry fanbase and media market like Los Angeles. There will inevitably be early season storylines that are tough to ignore. However, there may come a point later in 2025-26 when some of those early analyses come to be seen as the overreactions they ultimately were. Adou Thiero not yet cleared, but recovery timeline is on schedule. The Los Angeles Lakers will be back on the floor sooner than later as the start of training camp and preseason is this week. After a longer offseason following their playoff elimination, several members on the roster took the summer to work on their bodies and games. Meanwhile, the Lakers also got a perceived steal in the second round of the 2025 NBA draft when they moved up to take Arkansas wing Adou Thiero. Thiero graded out as one of the best overall athletes in his class, an area that Los Angeles has been lacking in recent years. Unfortunately, Thiero was unable to participate in Summer League as he recovered from a knee injury that likely dropped his draft stock. Although Thiero hasn't been cleared for the start of training camp, he is reportedly on schedule in his rehab process and could be back on the floor as soon as next week. Thiero suffered the injury toward the end of his final season at Arkansas, and it sounds like he and the team are waiting for him to be fully healthy before clearing him. The Lakers have been snake-bitten by injuries in the past, so it's always good to exercise patience. Los Angeles can also afford to slow play Thiero's recovery timeline as he is not expected to play meaningful minutes for the parent team during the 2025-26 season. The rookie offers massive upside as a two-way wing with plus athleticism, but he's still a shaky shooter without much of a handle. Defensively, Thiero projects well, though there are technical aspects that could be ironed out. The Lakers have earned a reputation for being able to identify talent in the second round of the draft, so it was telling that they moved up twice to take Thiero. President of Basketball Operations and General Manager Rob Pelinka revealed the team had a first-round grade on the Arkansas alum, so it'll be interesting to see what he looks like on the court once he's cleared to play. Rob Pelinka compares Lakers' Adou Thiero to OG Anunoby. Adou Thiero is a raw prospect offensively, but it's impossible to teach his size, length, and athleticism at his position. Rob Pelinka and the Lakers seem high on Thiero as the general manager compared him to OG Anunoby. LeBron James makes retirement admission ahead of 2025-26 NBA season with Lakers. LeBron James showcased impressive form as a key player for the Los Angeles Lakers. However, the veteran has surprisingly revealed his thoughts on his NBA future. Despite being 40, LeBron James continues to defy expectations, solidifying his status as one of the NBA's elite players. The Los Angeles Lakers veteran has consistently impressed with his performance, earning a spot as sixth on the MVP ladder. Speculation around his retirement has swirled due to his age. However, James recently addressed these rumors directly, leaving no doubt about his current stance on the subject. According to Mike Trudell on X, formerly Twitter, LeBron James revealed his retirement plans as he enters his 23rd season in the NBA. "I don't know when the end is, but I know it's a lot sooner than later. I'm just excited about the journey and whatever this year has in store for me." Along with these statements, the veteran star stated that his retirement decision will be taken within his family, with his wife and daughter. While LeBron James has made it clear that his years in the NBA are dwindling, his enduring passion for the game gives fans hope of seeing him on the court for a bit longer. Since J.J. Redick joined the team, the veteran's performance has become more complete, excelling in defense, playmaking, and scoring. This transformation highlights his important evolution in today's game, cementing his status as a pivotal player for the Lakers. Lakers veteran LeBron James shares key motivation behind his 23rd NBA season. After falling short in the NBA championship, speculation arose about LeBron James possibly considering retirement. However, the Lakers veteran surprised many by opting to exercise his player option, signaling his return. In a recent interview, James shared his reasons for excitement as he prepares to embark on his 23rd season. At the most recent press conference, LeBron revealed that he is excited to play Luka Doncic's first full season. In addition, he did not hesitate to praise his fitness. "I need to get on his routine now. Everybody look at it from a basketball aspect. I hope he's just happy about how he feels," he said, as reported by ESPN Los Angeles. Despite not competing for the championship in the 2024-25 season, General Manager Rob Pelinka bolstered the lineup by acquiring Marcus Smart and DeAndre Ayton. Their addition promises to elevate the team's competitiveness. With these new talents, Luka Doncic and LeBron James will have the opportunity during the preseason to fortify their dynamic offensive duo, putting them in a strong position to contend for the NBA title, which remains a significant goal for James.